Hey everybody, Greg here from Two Old Guys with Crossbows. In today's video, I am going to talk about my journey over the years with the crossbows I have purchased and what I prefer and the reasons why. So sit back and enjoy, and I hope this helps you to make a choice for yourself if you're new to crossbow hunting or if you're looking at getting a new crossbow. These are the things I looked at and where I'm at today. First bow I'm going to talk about in this video is the Crossbow Center Point Sniper, which you see right up there. And the reason why I bought this bow was more about price. See, I had never hunted with a crossbow, and I wasn't sure I was going to enjoy it or not. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money on a crossbow. So, of course, the Crossbow Center Point Sniper 370 was available, and it was actually on sale at Cabela's. I think I picked this bow up for about $300 Canadian, and I see they've gone up quite a bit in price over the years because I know they used to sell on Amazon in America and stuff for less than $300 American, and even Canadian. I think when they had them without the sale price, they were around $350. So it was more the price range that I was looking at. I knew nothing about crossbows. I had never had a crossbow, and I decided to purchase the Center Point Sniper 370. So let's get into having a look at it and looking at the features and what I think about this bow. Well, here I've snipped out a screenshot of the Center Point Sniper bow, and so you can see what it looks like. Overall, it's a good bow for the price as far as I'm concerned. It's got the pistol grip style, an adjustable stock rest, a 4-bolt quiver. It also came with 3 bolts, and of course the center point scope. Now this is the little promo that they have about it on that site. Winner of Outdoor Life Magazine 2016 Great Buy Award. A CNC machined rail is a big surprise on a crossbow at this price. Our panel was impressed by how well this bow performed, and we would recommend it for any hunter on a budget or anyone shopping for his or her first crossbow. The Sniper 370 is a great shooting crossbow for even a greater price. Outdoor Life, August 2016. True in 2016, still true today, the Center Point Sniper 370 offers big game performance in an affordable package, featuring a fully adjustable stock and foregrip to accommodate your shooting style and ensure exceptional accuracy. Quad limbs fitted with a precision CNC machined aluminum cam and rail system, delivering speeds of up to 370 feet per second. Shoot through risers and narrow 18-inch access to axis width. Cocked. The Sniper 370 is easily maneuverable with a comfortable 185-pound draw weight. Now let's move on to the specs from the same site. So the weight of the bow is 7.9 pounds, 8 pounds. Product length 40 inches, so from I guess when your buttstock's extended, it doesn't really say here, would be 40 inches. If it's not extended, you're going to save a few inches. Width axle cocked is 18 inches. width axle to axle uncocked is 21.5 inches. Velocity 370 feet per second. Kinetic energy 112 foot-pounds. And the power stroke, which is the cocking, is 13.5 inches. Also, I'd like to make note here that the bolts that come with it are 20-inch bolts. With a 13.5-inch power stroke, though, you think that they go to a shorter bolt, but the length of the rail depends on how long of a bolt you can fire. You can actually shoot shorter bolts on your crossbow as long as the bolt or arrow, whichever you choose to call it, extends past the end of the rail. But also weight is an issue, so you want to keep an eye on what weight you're shooting, because that will affect your feet per second. And also, if they are too light of a bolt, you're liable to damage the bow, the limbs and such. Now, for some observations that I made since I bought this bow and I own it, is the adjustable stock, the little trigger that releases it when it's just sitting is very loose. It doesn't have a spring or anything to hold it in place. And it's a little clicky, so you have to be careful in the bush that you don't pick up your bow and hit that and make it go click click or anything while the deer are there. Another thing I noticed about it was the scope. The center point sniper scope, or the center point scope that came with it, actually, it's a nice scope. It's just nothing special, just a factory scope. And it does illuminate, and it has green or red illumination and different settings for the illumination. But the thing is if you sight it in at 20 yards on your main reticle and set your main reticle at 20 yards, at 30 yards, you're going to be about an inch low. Or on mine, you're about an inch low. And when you get out to 40 yards, you're going to be about 2 inches low. And 50 yards, etc. It gets worse. So what I started to do is, with this bow, I sight my main reticle in at 25 yards, which at 20 yards makes it about the same. And at 30 yards, then it is pretty much dead on too. And at 40 yards, then it is about an inch low. And at 50 yards, it's about 2 inches low. But that's to be expected, or you can always upgrade the scope if you want. This is a low budget crossbow, and for the price, it's a great crossbow. I took my first year with crossbow hunting with this bow, but if you're like me and you find out how much you love crossbow hunting, you are going to want to upgrade. So I did. I upgraded, but then I started to look, and my journey went to what do I want next. So I started to look at different crossbows, and one of the different crossbows that I chose to look at was, of course, the Excalibur line of the recurve bows for the simplicity. No more cams, no balancing, don't need a bow press to change your string, because back then basically you needed that, but I see they've addressed that now in this day and age with a lot of the compound bows, is they have a way to change your string without sticking it in a bow press. But let's get on and let's have a look at some of these other bows. Well, as I said, I had the sniper. It was my first crossbow, and of course I wanted to upgrade. I wanted to try something else, and I started to look at other bows, of course, and while I did, I started to look at the Excalibur bows. And the bow that I'm going to show us next is the Excalibur, the Excalibur Matrix Grizz 2, which was the next bow that I purchased. It shoots 305 feet per second, a much slower bow, but it was a recurve bow. And I thought about the simplicity factor, and if I broke a string on the sniper while I was out hunting, if I had gone on a hunting trip, basically my hunt's done until I can get to a bow press to change the string on that bow. So I looked at the Matrix, Grizz as the next bow for me. And of course, you can change the string in the field quite easily on the Excalibur recurve bows. It's just a matter of hooking the new string on and compressing the limbs enough to get it hooked on the other side, and you're ready to go. Excalibur has a restringing device, which is basically just a rope that hooks onto the two limbs, and you stretch it out, or you pull it, and it pulls the limbs in for you, makes it easier. But I haven't done it myself, but I think I could probably do it by hand. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I haven't tried it, but I think I could. So anyways, let's have a look at the Grizz 2. It did come with a scope, very basic. It was much like the sniper scope, but it was accurate. It was the reticles were on at 20, 30, 40, 50 yards. The bow shoots accurately. It was recommended to use the 150 grain tips on the bolts with the matrix, where Excalibur on their micro series has changed that. But we'll get into that a little bit later on. Here is the Matrix Grizz 2. This was my first Excalibur crossbow. Their MSRP on their website says $549. That's a little outdated because I know they're at Cabela's for about $4.99, so I blacked that out. Velocity 300 feet per second. Cocking effort is 100. Draw weight is 200 pounds. Mass weight 5.5 pounds. Very light bow actually. Arrow length 18 inches. And arrow weight minimum 350 grains. I enjoyed this bow very much. I like it. The thing is much like the Matrix, which was a flagship, I believe, for Excalibur, was their next model, and the uncocked bow head was still 30 inches, I believe, or a little over 30 inches, and then cocked, I believe it was 26 and a half inches. The cocking length was 17 inches, I think, or 17 and a half. And yeah, very nice bow, but let's move on because I started to look at the micro suppressors. Well, here it is, the Excalibur Assassin. If you noticed in the picture there, they're showing their built-in cranking system. See how the fella's thumbs are on the back of that over there though? The handle is very close, very tight. I found that you have to watch where you put your fingers or you'll whack them. But what do they say about what's their promo here? Any perceived advantage of a compound crossbow dies the moment you shoot our new assassin. Let me just stop there for a second. Well, Excalibur says any perceived advantages over a compound bow will disappear when you shoot the assassin. I agree with this pretty much because there are perceived advantages. Like they used to say that compound bows were more accurate than the recurve bows, and they were faster. But in this day and age and this technology, these things have changed. The Assassin is a great little bow. It is very accurate. I shouldn't even say very accurate. It is accurate. It either hits the bullseye or it doesn't. And they are accurate. They shoot at speeds now over 400 feet per second, the same as most compound bows. The only bow that has excelled past that, I believe, is a Raven's new line, which has hit 500 feet per second. But in my mind, do I need to be shooting 400, 500 feet per second? No. I've hunted for years now with these bows, and I've had no problem. I've got my game each year. I got my deers each year and stuff. They're plenty fast enough. I've got a bear with my assassin. So yeah, there are some perceived uh, advantages, and they are perceived. But they're basically a myth these days. The crossbow technology has changed so much; it's changing all the time, and the bows are getting better. But the information online isn't really keeping up with the advancement of these crossbows. And yes, the Assassin is a great bow. It shoots great. It's compact. I love mine, you know. And again, I love the simplicity of it. It's a recurve bow. I don't have to worry about cams. I don't have to worry about balancing. I don't have to worry about putting in a bow press to change my strings. But even that is changing. I know that there are some compound bows out there now that they have a way or a system of changing the string without needing a bow press. But you still have to know how to put your string on, how to cross it, get it on your cams, all of that. Where with a recurve bow, basically you compress your limbs, you hook your string on, and you let it go, and there you go. You just string the string across two limbs. But let's get on with this. It delivers all the advantages of Excalibur recurve limb technology, superior accuracy. There we go again. Bungee, Death by Bungee, it's either accurate or it's not. And the Assassin is very accurate. I have no qualms with that. The accuracy is great. No timing or turning issues, which I mentioned about the cams and a compound bow. And bomb-proof durability. Not sure what they mean by that, but it is a durable bow. Yes, they are great for going through the bush or anything. They take a lot. They withstand the cold temperatures. I've had no trouble with mine. I find them, and the nice thing is Excalibur offers a lifetime warranty on all their bows. With a new virtual effortless draw cycle, thanks to our patented charger crank system. So that's our little promo about the Assassin. Now let's have a look at the actual specs. Now on to the Excalibur specs, which we see in this little blue box here. Speed up to 360 feet per second, depending on your bolt weight, of course. Cocking effort is 12 pounds. It does have a string cocker slot in the back, so if your crank broke or something and you were still out hunting, you should be able to crank this bow or cock this bow with a rope cocker. Draw length or bow weight is 285 pounds. Draw length is 15 inches. Overall length is 30 to 33 inches, depending on where you have your buttstock adjusted to. Width cocked is 21 inches. I like that. Very narrow head compared to my Matrix Grizzly, which is cocked is 26 and a half inches, I believe. And uncocked width is 25 inches. And on the Matrix Grizzly, it is over 30 inches. And the overall weight of the bow is 7.7 pounds, which is fairly average for most crossbows today. I have a little picture of the charger cranking system, which is built in. There you see the handle in this picture hanging in its resting place when you're not using it, which is just above your trigger in your handguard there, or your grip. And it does have a adjustable scope in which I mean for variable speeds. So if you change your bolt speed, you can adjust your feet per second on your scope, which will adjust your reticles for 20, 30 yard shots, 40, 50, out that way. So that's very nice. It is a compact, tactical looking scope. I like that. And it also is illuminated in either green or red or black when turned off. And there are different illumination settings for brightness. I like that. I used it while I was bear hunting. Overall, very nice bow. I am quite impressed with the Assassin, obviously.
Well, there you have it. My rundown and journey on the crossbows I have purchased and looked at over the years, and what I use today is the Assassin, of course. I always like to keep a spare bow, so the Grizzly is there, and I also have the Sniper still. I probably don't need 3 crossbows, but it's kind of like guns for me. Which one do you sell? You know, and they all have a special place for me. So the Assassin, I'm sure, will do me for years to come, and I don't think I'll be looking at upgrading to another bow for quite some time. Um, I did spend a little bit more on the Assassin than I originally thought, but as crossbows now these days are constantly going up. Like the Sniper is $400 or at Cabela's and stuff, and the Grizzly, according to Excalibur's site, is $459 off their site, and that's just way more than what I paid. I'm always looking for the sales, and same with guns. I'm always looking for the sales, and I have a soft spot or a bad habit of when I see something on sale, if I've got the money in my pocket, I buy it, especially if it's a good sale price. And all of my bows I got on sale, even my Assassin. When they first came out, and I've seen them, and I thought, oh man, I'd love to get into that micro series of Excalibur. And I went and I tried one out. I thought, boy, but there was no way I was paying. I think then they were around $1,700 when they first came out, and I thought, no way, I'm not paying that kind of money on a bow. I can't afford that kind of money on a bow. But then I was back working, and I had saved some money and that, and sure enough, I went down there, and the Assassin 360 was near the end of its premiere time, it was about a year after, and they had newer bows out, shooting faster, and of course the Assassin had a sale price on it. But I looked at it and I thought, that's still a little high. They had it on sale for $1,500, I think it was, Canadian dollars. I am Canadian, and these are Canadian dollars that I talk in. And so I got talking to the guys, and they know me pretty good at Cabela's because I'm always down there buying stuff. And I said, well, I know you're going to mark it down more. I says, what can you mark it down for? And he said, well, I don't know. He says, let me get the manager. So he got the manager over, and he says, I can mark it down to, and he looked at it, he says, to $1,250. And I says, I'll take it. It's going home with me today. So I paid $1,250 Canadian. And by the time you had all the taxes and everything in it, 11%. It was up there a little bit, but like I said, I know this bow will do me for years to come, and it'll probably maybe the last bow I ever buy, but I won't say for sure. But anyways, I really hope this video helped you. I am not sponsored by Excalibur in any way, so don't get that idea. These are all honest reviews and what I feel and think, and so. Yeah, I'm not sponsored by them, so I'm not promoting their product for any reason at all, except for the fact that I love their product. Lifetime warranty on their bows. I've had no problems with customer service. I did break a limb on my Grizzly once, and that was my fault because I dry fired it. That's one thing about the Axioms and the Axiom Grizz. Two, has no dry fire safety. So if you don't have a bolt in it, you can fire it, and you will break a limb. I snapped on it right away, and we sent it back. We sent the head back to Excalibur. No questions asked. They sent a brand new head and replaced it. So that I was very impressed with, and it only took in total probably not even 2 weeks. And it was all ready to go. I took it to Cabela's, they sent it in, and it wasn't even 2 weeks, and he called me, he says, your new bow head's here. So yeah, I was very impressed with that. So I hope this video helped you. If you're looking at new bows or considering some of the things, like I said, the ease of the recurve over it. Now, if I was shooting a traditional bow or a vertical bow, there's no way I would be using a recurve. It just takes too much strength to hold it. And the thing is, I can't anymore. I've had shoulder surgery on my left shoulder, and the doctor, I have a certificate that gives me a disability slip that allows me to use my crossbow during archery season. Sadly, in Saskatchewan, crossbows are not included in archery season, but I can go out there because of my medical slip. And I think they should be included in archery season, but only time will tell. Some places they are, some places they aren't. And in Saskatchewan right now, where I live, they are not included in archery season. So if you're buy a crossbow and you live in Saskatchewan and you want to go, if you buy your whitetail tag for archery, you cannot go out there the first 2 weeks unless you have a special certificate that says you cannot pull a regular or conventional bow or compound bow, which I have. So anyways, please give me a like, a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whichever you choose, because it all promotes the videos in YouTube. It helps the algorithms, and it helps the channel to grow. And if you haven't done so, please consider subscribing to our channel. It will help us immensely, and we love each and every one of you. So all of you out there, you have a great day, and I hope that your hunting is successful.